Hello and welcome to Perfect Being Me. I am your host Habiba and today we're cooking Mongolian tofu. That's right, we're replacing flank steak with tofu. And all I did was take a pack of tofu with those two sections, drain the liquid, and use a paper towel to get the excess moisture off of each block. So you want to cube this tofu because what we're getting ready to do is create a texture around the tofu. And we're going to do that by using a little bit of some spices and cornstarch. So let's get started. You want to add a tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, a sprinkle or two of white pepper. If you want to do a tablespoon, that's fine, but go easy on the white pepper here because of the taste. And then you want to add a tablespoon of cornstarch. This is how you're going to build the texture around the tofu so that it maintains its moisture on the inside, but a bit of a crunch or a lot of flavor on the outside. If you want to add your flour, you can go ahead and add about a tablespoon here. It does create more of a crust, more of a texture on the outside, and I just didn't want that for this particular dish, but I have seen people add flour to build out that crust for the tofu. Once you're done, you want to set this to the side, and we're going to create our bath of oil. It's just 2 tablespoons in a hot skillet, medium-high heat. Add in your tofu and let's fry these pieces 2 minutes on each side. That's all you have to do. Just a couple minutes. If you want it to be a bit more golden, a bit more of a deep golden brown, then I recommend 3 minutes on each side, but no more than that. Okay? I like mine to be more of a golden crisp because it's still going to cook once we pull the tofu together with the veggies toward the end. Now keep in mind, this recipe is only about a 20-minute recipe. Once you have all of your tofu chopped and your veggies chopped, you really are rocking and rolling. And it's just a matter of getting the tofu in the skillet, making your sauce, which as you see didn't take very long at all. Here, I'm transferring the tofu into a bowl because we're going to add our sauce, which is the oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, a tablespoon of regular soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of fish oil, and sugar, just a tablespoon. And then you're going to add the bouillon cube. I used the veggie version, but if you have chicken or beef, if you're not a vegetarian, you're more than welcome to use those. But this here is what the flavor is building. We're building on the flavor. Give this a good stir, and then you want to set it aside for about 15 minutes. You can put it in the freezer if you like for a quicker set, or simply put it in the refrigerator, or just set it to the side there. Now for the final sauce that's going to go in the skillet with the veggies and tofu, I'm adding a tablespoon of dark soy sauce to a tablespoon of oyster sauce mixed with regular soy sauce and the fish sauce along with sesame oil. And here I just added a little bit of pepper. We're going to set that to the side as we chop our green scallions. Just give it a rough chop. You don't have to be fancy with this because we're going to throw it in that skillet and mix it all together. You want to do a julienne strip on your green pepper. You don't need very much. And then this is the ginger that I always like to use, you don't have to use too much ginger if it's too spicy for you or your family. You just want enough where you can taste the flavor. And for me, this 2 tablespoons is quite enough, but 1 tablespoon will do. So give that a rough chop. Also, I'm gonna chop up an onion. I would say about 1/3 of an onion. Now this is optional. You don't have to have that onion because remember, we just chopped the green scallion. But the onion for me, it just makes the dish taste a little bit better. I am an onion girl. I love the way it makes my belly feel. It helps me digest my food as long as I don't eat it too late. So in that same skillet that we cooked the tofu, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil on medium-high heat. Now add in your garlic. And that's one of the things that you didn't see me chop on screen. I already had some garlic prepared, so that's about 1 to 2 tablespoons of garlic. Add in your ginger and give it a nice stir. You don't want this to get totally brown. We just want to saute it to build out that flavor before we add in the rest of the ingredients, like your onion. And then we're going to add in the green pepper. Here we're adding in the tofu, and we're going to give it a nice stir. Once you stir it, add in your sauce. Go ahead and add it in, and let's let that cook for about a minute or 2. Okay, you want that well seasoned and you want those veggies done. I also add a cayenne pepper at this point. This is optional. I do it because I want to give the dish an intention. I'm building an intention, so it's almost like a prayer. I'm telling the universe what it is that I want. Here I'm adding in the green scallions, but as I still stir, I'm saying I want the universe to connect me to my highest power, my ability to go out in the world and achieve with will, determination. And so this is what I intend for me and my family. Cayenne pepper is also excellent for protection. If you feel that you need some additional protection around you and your family, then you can intend for God, the universe, to provide that layer of protection for you. Now it's time to plate your tofu in a separate bowl. I feel like Mongolian tofu goes well with a nice basmati rice. So I already had some prepared from an earlier dish. You can use noodle as well. Noodles are not my favorite, not 100%, especially when it comes to this dish. I find that the rice is quite suitable with the tofu, all the flavor. This dish is really filled with so many bells and whistles of flavor. It just buckle your knees. And now it's time for the taste test. This dish, oh my goodness, will melt in your mouth. The strong flavor from the onion has actually been softened by the other veggies. You do have a bit of a crisp from the green pepper, but the green scallion is very soft and palpable to the tongue. Mixed with all of those sauces, boy oh boy, you have a fantastic meal here. I do recommend it, especially for your diabetics or if you're trying to lose weight. You can cut back on the sugar, of course. You don't necessarily need it. Check out the recipe down in the description and look on www.perfectbme.com for more. Thanks for watching.